Hi everybody. I see my cousins on here, and David Merling with his 3 chihuahuas on the couch beside him. That is so cool. That David, thank you. And let's see. I see people are saying great news to Megan, but I can't find what she said. There are so many comments on here already, and I am so glad to see that. Let's see. I don't know, Megan, reshare your news so I can see it because I can't find it. Wondering Wild Woman says that she has a foot on a paw. That is really great. Welcome everybody, and as always I want to say a quick thank you to my mods, and I have a new patron this week and I'm so grateful for that. Her name is Sheila Anderson, and as always, let me just say up front, if you're interested in becoming a patron, that's where I share everything, or try to share everything real time. We're going to talk about a crazy 2 weeks that I've had, and I don't know how much I was able to share on Patreon that I didn't get out on YouTube and everything, but that's where I share everything up front. So, and share things that I don't share on YouTube, and you can join us on the Coco Fam for as little as $1 a month. So thank you, Sheila. And so Megan is saying that her owl had surgery yesterday and doesn't have cancer. So glad to hear that, Megan, and thank you for sharing. And Robert put up my Patreon account. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. And like I said, I know that my cousins are on here, and Deborah Van Zant is saying hello to them, Mike and Cindy. I don't know if any of the rest of my family will get to join us tonight, but it is so fun to log on and see you guys all talking to each other and everything, and I just really appreciate that. And my niece is on here tonight. That's hello, Elisabeth. I love you, sweetheart. You guys have met her and her husband Cody on my channel before, and I've been visiting with Elisabeth lately every day, and I'm really glad to see you on here tonight, sweetheart. Lynn Crins from Dallas is on here and says, hi, y'all. That's great. And I think I said a shout out to my mods. Let's see what else I've got going on. So many of you are on here tonight. I have 114 on here already with 37 thumbs up. I might get into a rant tonight. I don't know. I came home. I am safe today, but it has been a rough 2 weeks, and I'll tell you all about that in a moment. And again, I see my mods, Gina and Robert and Noreen, and I don't, is Lori on here? I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm so glad to see everyone on here. Hey, let's jump into really something fun right up front. Adventures with Jane says that I look awesome tonight. The weather must be nice and cool. The weather is anything but nice and cool. And I hope that the air conditioning noise isn't interfering too much, but I have 3 fans going right now and an air conditioner, and we'll talk about my air conditioner woes in a minute. It's ongoing, you guys, and it's just the way it is. But let's jump into something fun, because the weather is wonderful. We always do a segment called Where is Robert? Because if you're new to my channel, you might not know, but Robert and I are back together as a couple, and he is in Oregon right now doing some work, some freelance work, but he got the weekend off. And so I'm going to let him tell you in a short 2-minute clip where he headed on his weekend off before he has to report back to work. So you guys watch this and enjoy it with me. I haven't even seen it yet, but I'm already jealous of him. And he sent it to his family, and his son told him not so nicely to back off. We'll just leave it at that because it's so lovely. Hold on. Enjoy, you guys. I'll be right back.
Alright, so it's time for a weekly episode of Where's Robert. As you can tell, I am not in the Oregon forest still. I've been in the forest for a bit now, several weeks anyways, and this particular weekend, I'm recording this on Friday, same day as the FNL, and this particular weekend, we got a heat wave coming to Central Oregon, and all up and down the west coast really. And so we were looking at temps in the mid-90s, where I was over near Klamath Falls. Over towards Medford, it's going to be over 100 degrees this weekend. That's just too hot if it's avoidable. So I got looking around, and even the places I've been before, they're a little higher elevation in Oregon, we're still going to be pretty hot, and it's going to be a good drive. And so I happened to notice that over on the coast, it was not going to be in the mid-90s. As I mentioned to Deborah last night, she's like, man, get out of here there, go enjoy yourself for a few days. So I don't have to get back to Klamath till Monday night, Tuesday morning, so I decided to get away. I made about a 200-mile drive, well worth it. Instead of mid-90s, temps are in the mid-60s over here this weekend, much nicer. I'm on the coast here, got sea stacks out behind me, so really enjoyable. Looking forward to spending a few days over here, enjoying some cooler weather and seaside scenery, and hoping to get some photos and videos over here. It's been quiet as far as photo and video for me the last week, since the last cool one I showed you guys in the forest, because it's the same scenes. It hasn't changed. I've been in the same exact camp spot for a couple weeks now. So here we go, got some new stuff. So probably next week you'll be seeing some new scenery from along the coast. So that's where I'm at. Hope you all enjoy this view, and we will catch you again next week with some more ocean scenery from the Oregon coast.
That was wonderful, Robert. Share with everybody what that port was there at the end. I forgot. I know you told me in a text, but I forgot the name of it. Anyway, it's so lovely, and I'm so glad that you got a few days or the weekend off and took off to go do that for yourself. Oh, and I see that. Let's see. I saw Joan J is on here and saying hi to Gina. Hi, Joan J. She's saying hi to my cousins too. Good to see everybody on here. And Julie Spencer says jealous, and I know, right? But I'm also so happy for him that he got to do that. And I just love the videos that you share with us, Robert. So thank you very much. Let's see what else we have going on tonight. A Bandit update. He's down here on the floor. I took this picture last week, and everybody loved his ears, and so I just thought I would share that, because I got to tell you, it's been a hard 2 weeks, and I just really, I don't know what I would have done without my little companion with me. He has just been so wonderful. Oh wait, Robert is saying that was Port Orford. I hope I'm saying that right, Oregon. And I don't know what sea stacks are, but I look forward to learning about that. Oh, the beeping that y'all are hearing, and I don't know how to turn it off, is every time somebody leaves a comment. So I'm sorry. I'm sure that there's a way to do that, but I don't know how to turn the beeping off when it comments. So. But I want y'all to keep beeping because that means that y'all are talking to each other and to me. And I don't have, Brenda says I must have my volume up. No, it's just the software. It does it every week, but I don't know how to turn it down. And you might be hearing it too because of the fans that I have going. But I'll try to figure out how to turn that off. But I don't know that it turns off with this software. Sorry. Yeah, it does. It sounds like hiccup, but it's not. Oh, thank you, Dewdrop Ben. She says she likes the beat. And Julie N says, can I call you Debbie? No, I'm Deborah, but if Debbie makes you happy, that's okay. I was Debbie growing up, but my name is Deborah. And Robert says that he knows there's a setting for the comments, but he doesn't know how to turn them off. And Gina is saying it's never beeped before, but that's not true, Gina. Y'all just haven't heard it, and I'm guessing, again, it's because I have fans blowing, and it's probably echoing back in there than it more than it used to. I wish I knew. Let me. If I mute sound effects, y'all keep talking. Do some comments and see if that turned it off. Can y'all hear it? Well, nobody's commenting now that I need y'all to comment. It takes a little bit, so maybe that took care of it. We'll see. I don't know. Julie says she just wanted to ask first to be safe. You know what, Julie? As long as you call me and are here on this journey with me, you can call me whatever you want to, as long as it's not something a troll or a hater would call me. And you just that. So okay, whatever I did didn't work. So sorry. I don't know how to do it. Let's see. Let's see what else we've got tonight. I think I'm hesitating before I share with y'all what all happened this week. Anyway, I just want to say that I'm really very, very grateful for my little Bandito. He has had a hard day. He's had a hard 2 days, and so he is crashed on the floor, and he is not coming up here to visit tonight so far. So, and Pearl Pugh is on here. Hello, Pearl. And Pam is on here. Hello, Pam. And Giggle Fishy and so many are joining us. That's great. And thank you guys. So, viewer questions. I don't really have very viewer questions this week because I did, for example, the video of full-time RV repairs and upgrades. What are you going to do if you live in your home full-time? What are your options? And mostly everybody thought it was good information, and so I really appreciated all the comments. I had like several hundred comments on that video, and so thank you. And I want to thank Robert this week too. I did a pull-out of his beautiful 5 minutes that he shared with us of the drone footage of the Oregon forest, and I bet we get some drone footage now of the Oregon beach, and maybe we can share that soon. But also on the 10-year rule, Jenny Lawton shared that she thought that she hadn't thought about the park liability or the abandoned vehicles. She just eye-rolled about snooty rules and regs, and I know that's what it seems like when they apply those 10-year rules, but they really do have a reason behind them. And so let's talk about the weekly spotlight. And before we do that, hang on. Rada is saying that she sure liked Robert's update. Yeah, it's always fun for him to share where he's at, and sometimes you guys, I don't know until you know, because we don't get to talk during the week, and we certainly didn't get to talk this week. It was kind of crazy. So I shared last week that I had an AC installed, and what I didn't share with you is that they didn't really finish the job. There's 2 parts that I paid for that they haven't delivered yet. And again, thank you everyone for the thumbs up. I saw that somebody else just gave me a thumbs up, and there's 176 of you on here tonight. Thank you. Anyway, they didn't give me the parts I paid for, and they didn't bring a ladder with them to the job, and so they taped cardboard with masking tape to the side of my RV to lower the old AC down and to raise the old AC up, and they left the masking tape on, and I didn't catch it, and they tried to get it off at the end of the day, but whatever solvent they used took the paint off, as you can see in that picture. And anyway, I've told them I'll let that go if they just deliver the 2 parts that they owe me, that I paid for, and I haven't been able to get a response or get that. And I even let them drop it off to a business in town. And by the way, do y'all like my jewelry? That's from Beverly. That my cousins Mike and Cindy sent that to me. It has a bracelet that goes with it too, but I couldn't get the bracelet on. It's one of those that slips through, but I just saw it in the camera and I just had to do that. So that was a squirrel moment. But anyway, so they haven't even dropped it off to the people in town. I'm not asking them to bring it out here to me or anything, and they haven't done that. Here's a picture of the air conditioner and why it's not working. Well, that's not the only reason it's not working, but you can see there in the middle of that front vent, and the board, they didn't break that board. The board has to be fixed. Because the old air conditioner went up there. But there's that piece that's there in front of the vent, and they are telling me that it is a design flaw, that piece has to be there to block air intake from going through or something. But it means that the front 60% of my RV isn't getting any air conditioning because nothing comes out of that front vent. The back vent is completely open, and you can see in this picture. See, that's what the back vent looks like, and that's the vent that they broke, and it has a vent cover that you can move up and down. And that's the vent cover that one of the things that they were supposed to drop off for me. And anyway, so it's right now, it's 90 degrees in my RV, and the AC has been blowing all day, and it's 107 outside. But my old AC, at least when it worked, and it didn't always work, but at least when it worked, it will at least cool the RV down. But you guys, look at what the highs have been today, 120, and it got up to 97 here in the RV. And so I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then I did get some positive things done with them. Like I had a handlebar that I can hold on going to outside. I shared that with y'all in another video, and the step installed, and then they did some other things, and so that got taken care of. But I wait until I tell you about the cabin AC. But I guess what Robert says is we will take the rig to a Dometic AC certified company or something and see if we can get it fixed, because it's also not, it's just not working right, and the handles keep falling off. They wake me up in the night because they'll fall off, and so I know it's just not installed right or something. And anyway, if anybody knows of a Dometic AC certified dealership or anything, please let me know. So I'm right now, I'm out of money. I took out a $7,000 loan, two different loans, a $4,000 and a $3,000, and I bought the shed for $1,700, and I bought a grill, an outdoor grill for $120 something, I think, and those were my two big expenditures here at the site. But the rest of it I have put into the rig, and nothing has gone right. Nothing has gone right, and I don't have any more money, and it's just been a really bad day. Let me show you a couple of positive things. So that was the HVAC guys, and I don't think I've even gone back to the video and taken their recommendation down off of the pinned comment in the video description, and I need to. I got to remember to do that. Maybe now that I'm home. I've been gone for 2 weeks. I just got home today, and I'm sorry. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to stop right now and say something positive. Brandon Payne sent me this mask. Can y'all see this mask? So I have a new mask, and it's been fun to wear, and I appreciate that. And somebody sent me these wonderful lights. These are I can't open it up, but these are light. There, it's lights that it's a string of lights where you can take it outside and and pull it. But it didn't have a name or anything. It just came from Amazon Fulfillment, and it comes in this cool little solar carrier and everything. And so I had some great things that it really helped this week. And Julie Spencer sent me a super chat, and let me see if my volume is turned down on this. Yay! Thank you. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate that, sweetheart. Every little bit's going to help at this point. I'll tell you about the trouble I'm having with the RV now, and she's just if Gina and Jeff had not been so generous in what they did for me in this RV and the deal that they gave me and the blessing that they have been, I would literally. I just think I would give up, because it has just been too much, and it's just been too much. And so some other positive things that happened this week is while I was at my mechanics, I got to paint my grill. And I'll be sharing that on social media, and I shared it with my patrons, and so that'll be a lot of fun. That was fun to get that done on Freebird and spruce her up a little bit. I really enjoyed doing that, and that was a lot of fun. And while I was in town, this is a wild horse, you guys, that came walking across. I was out walking Bandit one evening, and he just crossed our paths. And there used to be a lot of wild horses here, but BLM came and rounded them up. And Elaine wants to know, is the air conditioning system working? If you're talking about my rooftop air conditioning, not really. It's horrible. It never gets below 86 in here, even at night. And I can't leave. I would leave the desert if I could, but now I've got RV troubles, and so I can't even leave. And Robert's beside himself because he can't get me out of here. And Robert says we need to find you a dainty silk hanky, Deborah. That would be nice. I'm going through Kleenexes like crazy. It's kind of crazy, but let's see. Y'all are saying that the grill looks great. Thank you. I see that several of you said that. Thank you. Gina said it, and Noreen agreed with her. I appreciate that. That was a couple of fun things that happened. And while I was at my mechanics, he also got some great work done. Let me see if I can catch where I'm at on that. Okay, so I got new brake rotors done, and sorry guys. Anyway, he put in new brake rotors and calipers, and my brakes were really bad. And he had done brake pads last month, and so that's been part of the repair too. So my brakes are golden. And it's so nice to drive, and they're not squealing, and they're stopping. I'm not having to use 2 feet to try to stop and everything. And so I'm really grateful for my brakes. And Ruth Anderson is saying, I thought you just installed a new AC unit. Yes, Ruth, it is brand spanking new, straight out of the box. They just didn't install it right, and they broke a couple of things. And I paid for a heat strip and to be put in it, and they installed a used heat strip because they said the new one wasn't in, and I can't get them to respond to give me the new heat strip that I paid for and that they charged me, and they put in a used one, and they weren't even going to put that in until I'm like, wait, there's not a heat strip in here. And so it was a problem from the get-go. Oh look, Priola says, hoping your luck turns soon. Thank you, Priola. And you know, it will, you guys. It just, everything was going so good for a while, and then everything is just turned upside down, and I haven't even shared with you the worst thing that happened this week, but I don't know why, and I don't know what has happened that made everything change, but we'll just keep going with the story, and then you'll see what happened. And I had to be told and everything. And Elaine Casino, I love your name. Thank you, and many blessings to you too. Thank you. I appreciate that. And so anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do about these guys. They're not responding, and so that's the rooftop air conditioner. And right now we're talking about the work that my mechanic did, and he did a lot of wonderful stuff. Let's see what else. Okay, so that's part of the air conditioning system that he replaced. And you can see how dirty it was and everything, and he cleaned it up. And I know his hand's dirty, but he was showing me that, and it was amazing. He pulled the whole air conditioning system out and tried to replace it. And my cousin just sent me $100. Cindy, thank you. I appreciate that very much. I love you. And Pat the Hat, hi Pat. Pat was at my meetup this last year. I sure wish we could have another one this year. That would be so great. But thank you. And Coco, keep on keeping on. Yes, I'm doing my best. I promise I'm doing my best. Anyway, so my mechanic, he pulled out all the old AC parts, and I found out today, I didn't know this until today, or if I did know, I didn't remember, but he installed refurbished parts, and I thought that they were new, and it doesn't matter, but I didn't know that they were remanufactured or refurbished or whatever, but he worked really hard. Let me see if I'm caught up. Oh, and he had the air conditioner working for a little bit, and that's a picture of me when we turned the AC on, and it worked at first. That's the engine AC I'm talking about. I was so happy. Oh, look, Jadudis. Jadudis. I don't know how to say your name, but thank you so much for that super chat tip. And Cindy says that hers was to help make a small dent in all of the van repairs. Yeah, I'm $7,000 in, and I don't have a rig I can drive. I don't have AC either in the cabin or AC overhead, and it's just ridiculous to have spent that much money. And I have brakes, and I have a lot of things to be grateful for. I'm not saying that I don't. I have a lot to be grateful for, and I am, but to have spent that much money and that much time and be dead in the water is really very, very frustrating. Lynn McKenzie, to help you out, thank you. I'm afraid to do these, all of my little things, because a lot of people don't like it. Yay! Thank you. And anyway, $7,000, and my trustee and my friend Kathy and I worked real hard on my budget to know what I could borrow and exactly what I might be able to do, and that was it. And oh look, Wandering Wild Woman sent $20 through PayPal. Yay! Thank you for the heads up, Robert. I missed it. So thank you. It's so embarrassing to lose it like this on the World Wide Web, but I can't help it. It just is what it is, and it will get better. Keep on keeping on, because things always turn around, and I know they will, but I can't even leave the desert now. So anyway, I was really happy because we got it working for a little bit. But then, and that's us taking a test drive, and you can tell I'm so happy. And oh, Gypsy Soul, Coco, be strong. This too shall pass, and that's true. I know it will, Gypsy Soul. Thank you. I love that avatar of your puppy. He looks almost like Your puppy looks almost like Bandit. We did the test drive and everything, and while we were on the test drive, the van started making lots of, oh, I missed one. Noreen says Joan also sent PayPal, thank you. And so while we were, thank you Joan, love you. While we were on the test drive, it started making noise, and it didn't sound good. And he thought that it would be good enough to run, and he looked at it and everything and thought that it would be good enough to run for me to get home and to do the things that I needed to do, and that it would last, and it didn't. It kind of literally blew up on the road. Belts went everywhere and water went everywhere, and I ended up getting towed, and I went back to his house, and they were kind enough to come get me and help take care of me while the tow truck came and everything, and I thought that we would be getting the RV fixed. Oh, Dee Dembik, thank you so much, Dee. I need to get different sound effects, but I haven't adjusted the volume on them, and so I'm afraid that it'll hurt everybody's ears like it used to. So I'm only using 2 tonight, and thank you everybody. It really does help, because I got towed to his house last night, and because I didn't even make it home, I didn't even make it out of town. And I did make it to the DMV and got the registration taken care of and everything, so the title and everything is officially in my name. so that's good. Gina and Tiki and I celebrated that. But anyway, so this morning my mechanic put belts back on, because I guess when something froze up or something locked up or something, it took a whole bunch of belts out, not just the AC, and he put coolant in and everything, and said that it was good enough for me to drive, and he gave me back $300 and said that I needed to get the AC repaired elsewhere and get the engine repaired, finished getting repaired elsewhere, because it was too much for him, and he didn't know what caused it, and he was done. And Joan's RV Adventures, $50, and sending love. Hi, Joni. Sure wish we'd been able to camp together, my darling. Thank you. Joan was at my meetup last year, too, and or year before last, to Meanders meetup, and she and I were going to camp together just before all the coronavirus stuff hit. And anyway, so he basically kind of fired me this morning, and I left there, and it's still making a noise, and I wasn't sure I was going to get home, but I did, and I called Robert on the way. I was about halfway, and it started making noise again. And here's what y'all need to know: if you get towed now, well, you've never been able to ride in the vehicle that's getting towed because it's a liability issue. And so you cannot, that hasn't changed. But now you also can't ride with the tow truck driver. And so if you break down out in the middle of nowhere, you pretty much have to make your own transportation. And if you're on a highway or out in the middle of the desert like I was, it's like, what transportation? Because there's no Uber, there's no taxi, they're all shut down, they're not running, and in this area they don't really exist anyway. And so I was just petrified, but I made it home. I'm home, but I have doctor's appointments next week. She wants to send me for a CAT scan and some other things, and I don't have I don't have a marginal AC in the roof, and that AC doesn't work anymore. It's blown worse than it was, and the engine is making noise, and so I don't know that I can even drive my rig, and I just don't know, you guys. That's all, you know as much as I do. What I need is like I said, I need a Dometic AC certified repairman, and I need somebody that can work on a Chevrolet G30, fix the AC and fix whatever happened to the engine when the AC blew. That's it. He gave me $300 back, and I appreciate that. But that's not going to get me the AC repaired, and it's not going to get whatever happened to the engine repaired. And it was hissing something, and he put a cap in underneath it. He got underneath, and he screwed a cap in to stop the hissing. I don't know. I don't even know what that's about. Some sort of air intake broke or something also, and I don't know why or how that would have broken underneath in the chassis. I don't even know what that's about, but something about an air intake thing broke. And so Carrie Jo is asking, can you drive Robert's old rig? No, it needs work. It needs a transmission itself, and he's planning on taking care of that when he gets back. But no. People are asking about putting a window unit in the RV. First of all, to get a window unit in and to brace it and everything, you really can't. I can't do that. I'm not going to have anybody else working on my rig, and one of the small AC units would not keep up in this RV. People do that to augment units, but to run it as the AC unit, it wouldn't. I can go sleep in Robert's van because he has a window unit in there, just like I did, and so I can go sleep in Robert's van if it just gets too hot in here. But it's mainly, you guys, it's mainly, I took out loans. I did what I was supposed to do, and I got referrals, and I did all the things right that you're supposed to do, and it all still blew up on me, literally. And so I just don't know. I don't want to overlook the things that I have to be grateful for. My home is still lovely, and I'm still grateful for her, but I'm scared to go to town, and I have to go to town. And DMV called, and my plates and my paperwork and everything are already ready, and they won't hold them very long. I have to go get them. So I don't know. I love that all of you are coming up with ideas and looking out for me, and I appreciate that. Can I return the AC unit to the seller? I don't know who the HVAC guy bought it from. I wouldn't have a clue. I paid him. He got all the parts. And Robert says he has someone lined up to work on the transmission when he makes it back to the desert in the fall. But so no, I can't drive the van right now, and Robert won't be back anytime soon. So yeah, I know. I lived in my van for 5 years without an AC. I know how to stay cool with, and I'm doing all of those tips and tricks and ice in front of the fan and all of that. I've made videos about that, and we'll be okay. It's already dropped to, woo, you guys, it's down 1 degree. It's 89 in here now instead of 90. And it's almost 6 o'clock here, so we'll be okay. I just don't know about getting to town, because if I break down out here in the middle of the desert on the highway, I think Robert was making the joke a while ago about the dark desert highway, and I have a t-shirt from my cousin that says that, but if I break down on the highway in this heat, I won't make it, and I've got my little Bandito to worry about as well. And there aren't any nomads in this area because nobody's stupid enough to be a nomad in the Mojave Desert in the summer, and I didn't plan on having transportation issues. I knew that I would be hot. I knew it was going to be hot, but I also had an AC. My friends Chuck and Lenny helped me put an AC in my van before I got here. And so I knew I had an AC, and I planned on that. What I didn't plan on was not having a rig that I could count on. Robert's in Fancy Free, and nobody knew that this rig had so many troubles. And then whatever happened when the AC blew up and it caused engine problems, I don't know why she's gimping along now. I'll figure something out, and it'll be okay. and just like I always tell you, you know, you just always keep on keeping on, because it's everything is temporary. That's part of my tattoo. I can never get my tattoo on screen. I can never do it. I can't do it. Oh, there it goes. Now if I can turn it in. See, when I come in, it goes away. But anyway, my yin and my yang, you know, everything's temporary and everything's got two sides. And Gailen says that, Gailen Lovett says that she sent $25. Let me see if this one works. I think it'll work. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I just... oh, Pam, thank you very much. Oh, that's loud. Sorry, everybody. I forgot to turn that one down. I'm sorry. But thank you very much, Pam. And I'm sorry that I'm a mess. I just got booted from my mechanic's lot this morning, and I wasn't expecting it. I thought he would make it right. He did give me back the $300, and I appreciate that. And Robert and I talked, and I'm just going to take the weekend off and rest and take care of me and Bandit and see what I can do next week. And I think if there's ever a time for me to practice what I preach about keeping on no matter what, and faithing it, and just knowing that even when that next rung of the ladder isn't illuminated, that, you know, God and Spirit's got your back, and you just have to keep on keeping on, and it'll work out okay. And I know that. And I'm probably going to get just trolled so god awful bad for crying like this on the internet, and I'm so glad that my wonderful viewers understand me and know that this isn't normal for me. I just and there's people that are dealing with so much more, all of the deaths that this country is experiencing. And I have two nieces that have coronavirus right now and are in quarantine and suffering from symptoms from it. And I've got two friends that have cancer, and I've got another person that recently lost their spouse. And there's just so much going on in life, and I just I need to get a grip on my fears and replace them. I mean, not replace them, because it's okay to be afraid, but I'll just keep on keeping on in faith anyway, even with the fears. So let me see if I can catch up on some of the comments, and let me make sure that I don't have anything else. No, I think that was it. I want to say thank you again to everybody for reaching out and for being there for me. I really, every week I think when I'm having such a hard time, it's like, Deborah, give everybody a break. They don't need to see you like this tonight. And but I'm committed to my Friday night lives because I want to keep the connection going with you guys. And this is what my life is like right now. I can't help it. This is what it's like. And so I had to share. And there are no, Julie's saying, can a friend in the RV park? There's nobody here. And the people that are here, I don't know them. And so no, I know the manager pretty well, but he can't leave, and he has a very tiny car, and he's also often not well, so I don't want to do that. But I'll figure something out, and I've got loved ones that'll help me figure out something. It's just Deborah Van Zant says I'm going through a shit storm and I'm allowed to cry. I really am. And my friend Steve, he says the dominoes are falling, and the nice thing about after they fall, then the universe has a way of picking us up and giving us something nice for having been on that horrible journey for a while. And so I'm really looking forward to that. When that happens, I'm trying to read y'all's comments and catch up. We'll find out what Dee Dembik says she's not a weirdo, and she's a retired teacher, so she's fingerprinted. And thank you, Dee. You can email me at what's my email address? DeborahDoesRVLife@gmail.com. But we'll see. Right now I think I'm in shock and I'm so hurt. That's it. Lynn says she has a car I can borrow for a while. Well, Lynn, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. But you're in Dallas and I'm in Nevada, and that is very kind of you. That would certainly get me to my doctors and go get my plates and everything. But I don't see that happening with you being in Dallas, but that is very kind of you. And I'm at the point where I'm scared, you guys. It's like I don't want to be responsible for anybody else's property either. Yeah, I just really don't. And Elisabeth, I love you very much, sweetheart, and your Aunt Deborah is sending you stuff. You don't need to be sending me anything, but thank you, my darling, and I love you and Cody, and I'm so sorry for all that you guys are dealing with. I love you to the moon and back and times infinity and beyond. Anyway, if you would, there's about 279 people on and 156 thumbs up. You might not want to give thumbs up to somebody saying you're crying, but it would really help me out if you took a moment and hit that thumbs up for me. Thank you. I love everybody, and thank you for being here with me Friday night. I wish I could tell you what to expect, but since I don't have a clue, I don't know. And I'll just keep you updated. I'm going to keep working on things that are here around the site. I've got some things that I want to do with my with my shed, and I want to keep on, even though Freebird, I can't really drive her right now and feel good and safe, and that I won't get stranded in the middle of the desert. Glenn and Claudia, thank you very much. Thank you, and prayers and blessings to you too. And oh, wait a second. Judy Abernathy says, could you rent a car? I actually had to spend money and rent a car while I was in town because I had a doctor's appointment and everything, and the tires and everything were off of Fancy Free because everything was taking longer for him. And so I had to already rented a car overnight, and the cheapest that they are now, everything has gone up because of this stupid virus. But the cheapest that you can get a car is $50 a day. I can't do that. I just can't do that. And thank you everybody for switching over and giving the thumbs up. I appreciate that very, very, very much. And yes, there are car rental places. There's one within 50 miles of me. But anyway, I did have to rent a car. I just can't do that more than once. And what you all have done for me tonight will help me when that money comes in. When YouTube gives it to me, the PayPal I'll get pretty soon, and when I get the arrest from YouTube, I'll use that. I promise every dime of it goes to the rig and get me out of this predicament. And I just feel like taking out 2 loans and doing what I was supposed to do and making sure that I could pay back my loans and be financially responsible. I just really don't think I should be in this predicament, and I'm not really quite sure what happened yet. I think I'm still in a little bit of shock. But I was sharing with you that I will be working on my home site, and I'm going to still be doing some cleaning up on Freebird and getting some things done that I want to do for when Robert comes back home. And that's it. and I just want to address one more thing. People ask me, why are you so far out? And I'm out this far because this is the monthly rate that I can afford. There is a park in town that is $500 a month, but that's more than I can afford, and especially now that I have these loans to pay back. And so that's the issue. It's like, oh, a KarDeez, slipping one in there before we head out. Thank you. So that's just lovely. Thank you. And Lynn, we can talk. I just don't know how I would get the car, my darling, and it would certainly help, but I don't know how I would get it. And Priola says a good night's sleep would do a world of good, and so hard to get when it's too hot. It is. It's just, I sweat all night long, even with fans on me and everything. It's just crazy. I just never dreamed that these are the kind of troubles that I would have. But that's the thing. You never know what life's going to throw at you, and that's when you've got to keep your faith and stay positive. And so people are suggesting Bob Wells and Howla, and y'all know that Bob and Sue Ann and them are friends of mine. Robert sees them all the time right now with the gig that he's working on. I have an RV. I don't need anybody to give me any more stuff like that. So there's my friend Dennis. I haven't seen you in a while. Hello. So thank you. And the thing is too, Howla is a loan if you do something like that. And I've taken out all the loans that I can do. I can't do any more loans. And so I really appreciate everybody thinking of me. But anyway. So I think that's it, and yes, deep breaths, and can and will get through this, and I know that. I don't mean to say that I won't, because everybody has stuff going on, and losing loved ones, and Joan says she just read a good book that lifted her spirits about a pigeon. And she said, thank you, Joan, that is so sweet of you. She's talking about my book, A Pigeon Story, and it's about letting go, acceptance, and transformation. Maybe I need to read my own book I just published. And I'm waiting on, you can get it on Amazon right now. I'm waiting on my on my print copies so that I can sign them and send them out to those that have purchased signed copies. They just haven't gotten here yet, which is another reason that I need to go make it into town. And so there you go. And Julie, they're all friends of mine, honey. I know them all. She's talking about Howard again. They're all friends of mine. I know the board of directors and everybody. And and yes, they might have funds for emergencies, but I'm good. I'm working, and just need to buckle down. I'm not going to go through Howa. There's too many people that they help that are in more dire circumstances. How do I say that? Than me. I have a roof over my head and electricity. I'm scared to death of breaking down out in the middle of the desert in this rig, and Bandit and I wouldn't survive that heat. So anyway. That's it, you guys. I think I'm going to hang up for tonight, and I love you, and I know that I didn't do a very good job of representing keeping on tonight, but I'm going to encourage you to do that, and no matter what, and we'll see you down the road, and I will do my best to get some videos up next week, and your support through my channel and through Patreon and through buying my books helps more than I can say. Okay? I love you guys. Good night.